All right, so I wanted to give Pioneer a second shot. The first run was okay and had okay metrics, so I'm interested to see how it goes the second time through. So Bard class is a card we've had a lot of fun with in Standard 22, and we poked at it in Historic a little bit, and it felt a little bit weak there. That being said, I think we've actually hit a point now post Anthology's release where the average power level in Historic is probably a little bit higher than the average power level in Pioneer, and past just the power level of this format likely being a little bit lower, this archetype also has some good tools in this format that aren't Historic legal. So we've gained Oath of Nissa here. It lets you dig for creatures, lands, or planeswalkers to add consistency to your deck. So it doesn't dig for our key core card here, but it does help us consistently churn through our deck. This is also free when we have Bard class. We gain Zurgo Bellstriker as another free legendary when we have Bard class leveled up. And then we've got Xenagos the Reveler here at the top end of our curve, which allows us, while not free when chaining through our deck, only costs 2 mana, and then it's plus when it's frequently going to net us mana while chaining through the deck. So I think there's lower power level in the format, plus this deck gaining some reasonable tools makes me think it might be okay. So let's go ahead and dive on into a Pioneer League with this one and see how it goes. Dash is an alternative casting cost. So yeah, you can dash Zurgo for 1 if you have Bard class on level 2. So dash says you get to cast this spell for its dash cost, so it gets reductions just from anything like anything else. Morning Styles. And it still counts as casting it, obviously to trigger the third chapter to draw cards as well. Yes, Ragavan is a Modern Horizons 2 card. It is not Pioneer legal. Oh yeah, and we have a moose in the board because why not? Because why wouldn't we? We're digging for lands here. Good, because that's all we got. Not quite Green Ponder, but close. Go ahead and drop our namesake here. Atheist Vengeance, thank you for the 2.5 years. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Thing in the ice. So probably Phoenix. Spell Snare is not legal, no. Oh, I messed up. Shoot. I forgot that this was going to get +1 from Bard class, so I could have... There aren't free spells in this format, but they could kill my Zurgo. I could have Domri'd to kill the thing in the ice here. It's a big mistake. Hopefully we don't get punished for it. Chuki, thank you for the 2 entire years of support and for the very generous tier 3. Good morning and welcome back. The list of the decks I'm going to build today. Not really. I think I have 2 donation decks. But other than that, nothing super fun. Do I just like +1 the Domri and level the Bard class? Is that crazy? I feel like it's not crazy. Because I could like, if I try to do this here, I could get Lightning Axed off of it. I think the odds of us dying next turn are incredibly low, right? Famous last words? Creatures you control get trample. Gives 2/2 vigilance haste. That's card good. Maybe. Yeah, we'll have a few draws at Birgi or something next turn. Did we do a Discord ping? I don't think I did, you're right. Thanks for the reminder. So let's do this. Let's level this. So we're at 16. So they'd need 3 Phoenixes to kill me here. A Brazen Bar. Where's a card they could play? Does Pioneer Phoenix play that card? Anybody know? I'll go look at a deck list now. Okay, I don't have any clue either. It's like 0 to 2 copies. .2 copies and 79% of decks. Are you the 79% opponent? I guess they spend their turn Brazen Borrowing here. It means that they're not flipping the thing in the ice, and then I can kill it with Domri next turn, so we're like still in a fine spot after that. Alright, so I assume they're flipping this and then attacking our stuff. This card will be a big gain to Phoenix when it comes to historic. It's a really powerful effect that they're missing. Alright, pippity pop, the fun don't stop. Hopefully. Hopefully it don't stop. There's a Mox Amber. You. Any order. I'll do you. I'll do you. We'll do you. I'll tap this for green. I'll cast this. There's a storm brewing, chat. Alright, there's a Birgi. I should have done her before I did the rest of this, right? Whenever you cast the spell? Yeah. And then how do we actually win the game? I don't actually know how we kill them this turn. So we have Domri, Chaos Agent. You pump up Gallia with Rhonas, but how do you generate? Oh, you just like generate mana with Birgi to do that? That takes green mana too. Arlinn Kord gives something haste. So I've got 10. Oh, Arlinn's lethal. I figured it out. All right, so we do this. This gives this haste. And 2/2. So then we attack for. Attack with these three. And they die? No. Hey, Red Ranger, thank you for the 22 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Crunch. Crunch. All right, so Magma Spray and Scorching Dragonfire kill Phoenixes. Rending Volley kills Thing in the Ice. We did get to Pippity Pop right away. Feels good, man. JHH is Jumpstart Historic Horizons. The upcoming set release is delayed on Magic Arena. I'm not trim. Feels tough to board too much of the deck like this because you're like trimming engine pieces. Going to stream the free drafts. No, I don't draft. Like there's just for reference, there's literally like 12 player draft tokens on my account from buying their package deals in previous seasons. Drafting's just not fun for me. Yeah, I can manually sync that for you. Hey, it should be sunk up if you check your linked servers. Red Ranger. Hey, one more cut here. Radha. Do you want Scavenging Ooze this matchup? I think 4 is probably already on the high end of the number of cards I want to board in. The opponent can bounce Scavenging Ooze with Thing in the Ice. Does not seem worth. It would be good if it had a red source. Unfortunately, it does not. What's going on, Boshak? Thanks for the 35 months. Welcome back. Appreciate you keeping me around. I'm gonna gamble and keep this on the draw. If it finds a green source, it's very nutty. Might just be taking game 3 on the play though. Zurgo doesn't really do anything, right? Because it only makes mana equal to the colors of your legendary creatures, so never didn't have it. The The only change I made from a deck list I copied off the internet was they were playing a Field of Ruin in this deck, and I cut it and played another basic because I wanted more colors of mana sources. Casual playthrough of MTGO. Yep. There's no casual Moto Y sticks. It's all hardcore gambling here. I need the hardcore gambling tag. I would like the record to reflect that I spent all that time comboing off in the first game and fumbling and trying to figure out exactly how I was going to kill them, and I'm still up on clock because Moto is Moto and people play very slowly. Moto is as Moto does. Okay, so I'm gonna try and not flub what I flubbed last game next turn. So next turn we can level the Bard class, play Gallia as a 3/3, play Mox Amber, cast Domri, Gallia will become a 4/3, and then we'll kill the thing in the ice. And they shocked that in, huh? Let's start here. See what we get. They have a Spell Pierce? What are we in the tank for here? I've just been playing slowly too, so they could just be doing multiple things at once. Nope. It's all legendary spells, which includes planeswalkers and enchantments and stuff. I mean, Arena has a chess clock. It just also has an individual action timer. How many weeks has it been since I told you I was at my in-laws' house? It's gotta be 3 or 4 now, right? Poor Dr. Mister. Well, I was kind of hoping to draw a land here. I think I'm gonna take a backup Domri. I'm gonna go ahead Mox Amber here. And then we'll Zurgo into Domri. Thanks for the 38 months, Roth. Welcome back. I appreciate the support. Good morning, good morning. Texas Horror coming in hot for the 28th month. I tried to chat Discord. It told me I couldn't, so I logged out here and got it ahead. So take Jeff Bezos' money. God bless. Bard class does reduce the dash cost. You can dash for 1 mana. That being said, I think I'm just hard casting this, and then we're gonna Dom retry and fight this. If they have Lightning Axe, they have Lightning Axe, but I think I want to try and take this off the table here. Because we don't have land, so we're not gonna be able to pop off next turn, so if they flip the thing in the ice, we're pretty dead. The deck command is an automatic integration that only works with real software. If you would like a deck list, you can find it in the video description on the YouTube channel this evening. And I think we're just dead to Lightning Axe here, unfortunately. I'm gonna get to flip this over now, and then we're probably dead. If we'd hit a land this turn, I think we could have maybe been okay if we had like land, level the Bard class, but without leveling the Bard class to 3 next turn, we're just pretty far behind here. Oh yeah, and they're bouncing it. So we were dead either way. Does deck have any built-in combos? So your creatures combo with your opponent's life total is a strong synergy that our deck has access to. Now remember, I can't level Bard class here because Mox Amber is only creatures and planeswalkers, so Oath of Nissa does not allow it to make mana. Hype to Death, thank you for the 2 entire years of support. Welcome back. Smug Anivia main. What's going on? Thanks for the follow. They're down to 2 cards in hand. My body is ready for the second Brazen Borrower. 2 more sleeps. Sounds like my 6 and 7-year-old count time. How many times do they have to sleep before they get to something? I know you've been enjoying Pokemon Unite. Do you think they'd ever make a similar game based off of Magic or Legends of Runeterra? Probably not off of Magic, but Riot's a good software company, so they could probably make something based off of Runeterra easily. Yeah, we are at 6 here. We are dead to Phoenix from hand. Oh right, there's Wild Rift just came out. That's a good point. Mr. Wilson, welcome back again. Thanks for the 2 years. Think they'll ever make a Diablo-esque game off of Magic. Wow! Way to murder the already dead. After playing Pokemon Unite and then hearing people describe more and more things about League of Legends, I don't think I'd ever touch League. 40-minute games and more. Like I don't feel like I feel like my teammates regularly flub enough of how to execute things in Pokemon Go or Pokemon Unite that like playing a more complex game and expecting people to understand what's going on like doesn't sound like a fun plan. League has in-game text chat. Yikes. We need a traditional Magic MOBA with hour plus long matches played in a best of 3 format complete with resource variants. I will say this. I think I've come firmly to the conclusion that playing a MOBA in a solo queue is higher variance than Magic the Gathering. Shadow Kid, thank you for the 26 months. Welcome back. Good morning. Good morning. I would say we're attempting to play Pioneer this morning, but really what we're doing is watching my opponent's Moto timer tick down because our opponent's either having connection issues or multitasking and just not respecting our time. And this is the biggest problem with Magic Online, honestly, from a content perspective, is just like, I have no control over this, and there's no punishing mechanic for this. My opponent literally just gets to sit here and waste significant amounts of time, and there's no drawback for them. It's the single biggest thing that makes me want to only make arena and other content. It's incredibly frustrating and annoying. My opponent is down almost 5 minutes on clock. And it's not because they've been thinking and making decisions, it's because they're clearly doing something else at the same time while they're playing. Yeah, like they had the Phoenix in hand. They just like sat there and wasted their time. In my groups, I often try to take the role of calling points in our Unite games because I'm a little bit better than most at keeping track of what's going on in the minimap while simultaneously playing my character. And part of that is definitely experience from Twitch, having to play a game while read a chat. Keeping track of a minimap radar is very comparable to keeping track of chat. I am also good at articulating what needs to happen and why. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like as someone with like kids and stuff, I understand life happens, but like if life happens, you should concede your game and move on and let your opponent move on. Hey, welcome back, Omega King. Hope your cross country move went all right. I haven't been playing Runeterra, but I've seen I still follow a number of Runeterra people on Twitter, and that deck is still largely complained about, is my understanding. Which I played against it a little bit, and I can understand where that's coming from. The rally mechanic in Runeterra really kind of sucks. It's basically like Time Walk, and they staple it onto a lot of things. Feels like rally's a little bit too common in their game design tool bag. Sand's not amazing, but I think it's in the range of keepable. Yeah, it's exactly that, Danny. It's a lot less interactive than it was when I was playing a bunch. Honestly, getting the Brazen Borrower out before we get this leveled to 3 kind of feels like a win. Yeah, they're design. When I remember when I first started playing Runeterra like early last year, people were like, "Jeff, do you think this game needs a best of 3 mode?" And my answer was frequently, "Nah." The designs mean that the games are close and interesting even without a best of 3. I don't really feel like that's necessary, and their design definitely pushed into a direction that made that feel less good. I think I could enjoy their game as a best of 3 game, but they just don't support best of 3 with sideboards, so it just hasn't been a game I've enjoyed, so I haven't been playing it. Thanks for the year and a half, Nerf Blaster. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, so this might be greedy. I'm gonna double Bard class here, and I think I'm just gonna chill for now because I want these to be bigger when I cast them out next turn. Morning, Fox. So I actually like from a Magic perspective, I actually tend to enjoy playing mid-range decks against linear decks, assuming I have the appropriate tools to be competitive against them. It's just tough to have appropriate tools to be competitive against things in a best of one setting, right? It's just like how we frequently talk about like mid-range is in a bad spot in standard 22 because you just can't sideboard. You have to like build your mid-range deck to beat aggro or build your mid-range deck to beat control. I actually tend to find it like really satisfying to play mid-range decks against combo in best of 3 settings because you get to, especially with sideboard, you get to like edit your deck and like feel like, okay, I have a plan here. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm looking to execute and why. Night and day difference talking about this game here, where our opponent does not have a thing in the ice on 2. Opponent had a thing in the ice on 2 games 1 and 2, and it kind of set the tone of the game here. And our opponent's been very slow to get that assembled in this 3rd game, and it's been very good for us, obviously. Oh, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it! Who wants a 5/5, chat? I want a 5/5. One of your finest 5/5s, please, deck. A Grumgully. Maybe I'm supposed to take the land there, actually. Maybe I'm supposed to take the land. Might have been right to take the land there. Opponent's got a Phoenix in the bin here. If we can dodge their second Phoenix. They on a boat. They had 8 cards in their bin. Yeah, if they don't have okay, yeah, so they're just setting up for next turn then. Oh, they could have 5th land, bring back Phoenixes, right? Because I missed my land drop last turn. Yeah. So next turn I get to go Grumgully as a 6/6 into 7/7 into 9/9. I mean, okay. Oh, I'm one mana short of doing that, right? Well, I guess if I have to Birgi first. If I go Birgi, I could do this. Well, with the Gallia, I can Grumgully, Birgi, Gallia Rhonas is the plan. Do I like just attack with this because I want to play the other Gallia anyways and get a 6/6? I think the answer is yes, right? Might as well make that, like, they have 7 cards in hand after the Treasure Cruise, so like almost assuredly have way to bring these back, but it like forces them to do that for the turn. Means they can't like develop thing in the ice as easily necessarily. Their best possible next turn is 6 land, thing in the ice, 4 1-mana spells. But if we can dodge that, we can dodge a ball and probably win this game. And again, the opponent's not thinking about anything. My opponent's been half AFK this entire match. Is Treasure Cruise too push for Historic? I don't know. I have to wait and see. Fetch lands are largely the effect that pushes that style of card. Thought Scour as well. We are getting the new Surveil opt in Innistrad in the fall. Yeah. Yeah, I comboed off game one, and I'm still plus 8 minutes on our opponent now. So it's like, yeah, real frustrating. Hey, don't flip a thing in the ice. Rhonas can give one of our things 2-0 and trample next turn. Need to fade 6 land, thing in the ice, quad 1 mana spell. And again, my opponent's not in the tank. They are stopped on their upkeep because I assume they have a miscellaneous stopped placed there, and they're also doing something else while we play. The classic 36-minute game one, of which 10 minutes was waiting for my opponent to take game actions. Yeah, it's still the same opponent. They're just taking fucking forever. I think starting next week, I'm going to be scaling back the amount of Magic Online I'm doing week to week. I think we're going to drop down to, I've been doing 4 to 5 leagues. I'm going to do 2 to 3, I think. Just the rate of play stuff is just so frustrating and annoying. Oh, God bless Chewy. I like that, right? Like I won the match, but like I'm still kind of frustrated with the experience, which is just like peak moto. And I don't even like dislike like the formats have been fine. This deck seems sweet. It's just moto being moto is moto. Okay, so we're gonna keep this. Bottoming an Oath of Nissa. The old Zurgo into the Fang Gnoll. His hand doesn't have Bard class. Is the deck broken? Asking the real questions. See, I've skillfully left the Bard class on top of my deck here to play around my opponent's Thoughtseize. So you at home with your smooth brains thought I should have mulliganed for the Bard class, but I knew that there was a Thoughtseize coming because I am all seeing. So I have skillfully left on top of my deck here. Yeah, I agree, Supion. Half of what I wanted out of Thursday's patch was the historic brawl queue, anyways. So we'll get to do that a bunch. Oh, they're black aggro. Got it. This cannot block. Bottom Mayhem next turn is going to be a little scary. Ooh, no Spawn of Mayhem. Okay, it's good for us. Take those. Crack them for 2 here. Much longer do we think this format is around? What, Pioneer? Pioneer's not going anywhere. Magic players are such a wacky bunch. Y'all need to pay attention to your history. Magic has plenty of room for plenty of formats. Anybody who thinks otherwise is ignorant, not been paying attention. When Pioneer popped up, there were a bunch of salty idiots that were talking about, like, oh, does Legacy die? Does Modern die? It's like, no. Modern Magic has 30 years worth of cards. One of the sweet things about it is getting to play with those 30 years worth of cards in lots of different ways. One format doesn't have to fail for another to flourish. There's plenty of players. All right, so Magma Sprays, Scorching Dragonfire sound good here again. Honestly, probably just cutting the top end of the curve again. A pretty reasonable game plan. Oh, you know what? Scavenging Ooze is actually probably pretty good here. They have a lot of little Dorkos, and they're killing our things. Modern players are threatened by Pioneer being successful. Yeah, they're worried about the thing that they love. They're worried about the thing that they love possibly becoming irrelevant, but what they need to understand is they can just, like, keep playing their thing. The reserve list definitely doesn't help Legacy, but I also think a lot of Legacy fans think Legacy would be what's the best way to say this? I don't think Legacy would be as popular as Modern, even if it had the same price point to get into. I think the number of people who find blue dominating in terms of the color pie for fair decks and getting combo killed on turns 1 and turns 2 is smaller than the average other format. Yeah. Like, again, it would definitely be bigger than it is if it didn't cost $500 for an Underground Sea, but I also don't think the price point's the only reason. The only reason that format has a smaller player base. I'd like to make some tutus, please. I'm just attacking them here. I'm just gonna attack them for 4. They want to trade this, that's fine. And if they don't, they only hit this for 2 on the backswing, so it lives. 500 is the going rate for a Bayou. Oh, finance. Oh, finance. Ooh, that's sick. Okay, so if I can't Grumgully and Bolas this turn, unfortunately. I think I'd rather Grumgully. I remember when a dual land was $10. Sure you do, Grandma. Time to get some sleep. I think it's nap time. Just waiting until this mana base can buy me a Tesla. Are they dead? Yeah, they're dead. They're dead to Domri, right? Domri gives me 11 in play and he can clear the blocker. Really impressive fair game of Magic here. Which is this is something that the historic version of this archetype really felt like it lacked. It did not feel like it could play a reasonable fair game of Magic. And this deck just played a very solid fair game of Magic there against another aggro deck. We were on the play as well, but still. You want the original dual lands in historic? I'd prefer not. Now, while they wouldn't quite be as good as, say, fetch lands in terms of fixing, they're still, like, pretty good. Yeah, this is okay. There are Thoughtseize decks. I don't want to mulligan too aggressively against a Thoughtseize deck. We can dance if we want to. We can attack for 2. Wow! Lifebane zombie. It's been so long since I've been offended by a Lifebane zombie. This card, chat. You wanna look at a Magic card. This card was a main deck standard staple when it was standard legal. In fact, back in my day, when I top 8 at a Star City Games Invitational, my innovation was just shoving 4 of these into a main deck. That was the innovation. It was fuck it, let's just put 4 of them in the main. It has Intimidate, so you can't. I can't even Xenagos because it'll just die. But Xenagos is a distraction. I'd hate Restoration Angels too. Part of the reason it was very main deckable was because the control decks were like flash decks that played Restoration Angel, so you'd with some frequency take cards away from the control deck with it as well. Gallia makes these tokens bigger. I didn't even think about that. That wasn't a dot I had connected in my brain. They're Satyr tokens. That's hilarious. Think we're losing this race, especially with their lifelinker here. Maybe instead of playing the Oath, I was supposed to like play Demon-Fang, draw 5/5 this turn. We'll move it. Thanks for the 14 months. See everything lit on YouTube later as always. Thanks for keeping me around. Alas, the Bard class is too little too late. I didn't press the play match button. I was like, "Where's my opponent?" Oh wait, I didn't queue it yet. Sometimes it takes long enough. It's not like Arena where the queue usually pops up instantly. You gotta wait a little bit. We're up to 232 players in the Pioneer League. That's 12 more than the last time we checked. Man, I never stopped wearing my mask inside in Illinois. I definitely would have never stopped in Florida. Stay safe, Florida and Texas. Your metrics are kind of awful at the moment. They're getting bad in a lot of places. It's gonna be depressing and a bit scary if things explode when schools go back. Children tend to be plague rats under normal circumstances. I have to mulligan. Yeah, this is easy. So there's no Bard class. There's no other 1 or 2 mana plays. So let's play Catch and Release. Skull went back last week. Already have 2 sick. Not COVID, just vomit hoses. Yep. Exactly that. All right. Set me on fire, baby. Vomit fire hoses. What a pleasant description. All right. Is the stage lit, opponent? Get it. Get at it. Probably about a little over an hour. Substantial, I think we're gonna start. And that segment will end up on YouTube as always too, so don't feel obligated to be here if you've got actual important things to do. You know, always catch up on it later after the fact. Oh yeah, I picked it up when you dropped it, Hunox. And the question is going to be, can we get this to level 3 before we die? To which the answer could very likely be no. About to take 6 more here, down to 9. I think Zurgo's going to be on blocking duty, but... Ooh, it's a decent draw. So, unfortunately, doing this means that this gets -1/-1, but I think it's still correct to do so. Because I want to be able to block next turn. I think I just pass here. I have 2 cards in hand, so if they kill my thing, they have double spell, we die if one of them kills my thing. Alright. Is their last card a spell as well? Always? Never not? The clunky top end of this deck does not seem particularly good. A lot of low to the ground decks in this format. How do Pioneer editions like Zurgo and Oath help this archetype? I don't know. That's why we're playing games. Also, it's important to understand like something I talked about at the beginning. It's not just as simple as being like, okay, we have to. It's not as simple as being like, okay, does what power does this deck gain from these additions? You also have to ask yourself, okay, what is this format doing that's different too? Because Pioneer and Historic have very different metagames. Amal Khan, thanks for the follow. There's like some overlap where like, okay, Phoenix is a deck in both, but like even the Phoenix decks are very different between the two, right? Like Phoenix and Pioneer is a Treasure Cruise thing in the Ice deck, and Phoenix and Historic is neither of those tools, while still being good because it's Faithless Looting. I thought Zurgo can't be blocked. Is it he can't block? I thought he had evasion. No, he can't block power 2 or greater. No, you're right. Keep bottom Zurgo? Is Pioneer dominated by any one archetype? I mean, is Pioneer played enough to be able to be considered dominated by any archetype? There aren't really Pioneer tournaments. Like for example, just to give you the only reasonable metric we have in terms of the popularity of Pioneer versus another is the Pioneer League right now has 230 people in it, and in comparison, the Modern League has 1,400 people in it thereabouts. I'm gonna kill this before Wizard's Lightning can do anything. The Kid Martian, thank you for the sub gifts. That's very generous of you. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you. I'm excited. I'm working with some folks to do some redesign elements for the stream. They're going to be redoing overlay stuff and possibly some emotes and all sorts of other things for me. I get to see some of their first drafts tomorrow afternoon. Some of their mock-ups of ideas. Hey, happy birthday. Camwell, thanks for the 15 months. Welcome back. Change is scary. Yeah, I must like so I've been doing more than just magic. So I kind of want to get alerts that are a little bit game agnostic because like it's very clearly like that deck of cards when it shuffles and does whatever it is very clearly a magic deck, right? brand synergy. I disagree, actually. In fact, when new content creators ask me, Jeff, what's your tip for new creators? The one thing I tell people most frequently is don't tie your brand to a specific game. It always makes me laugh when you see like streamer 264 TFT streaming, Hearthstone or Magic Arena or whatever. And it's fine to like have your you don't even have to be your brand. Like doing something like, Doc, for example, who like he has a persona as his brand. All the terrible things about Doc aside, like his brand is a persona. It's not who he is organically as a person. And that's fine to be and do. I think I want to play defense for Xenagos here. Alex Jones settled in court that he was just a persona. Sure. Sure. Doc was one of the most popular streamers on Twitch who has been subsequently banned from using the platform for reasons that are publicly unknown. Yeah, Dr. Disrespect. Sorry, Dr. Disrespect, should I say, not Doc. That's Disrespect is probably better than Doc. But he received temporary bans at various points for things like streaming live from inside a bathroom at a convention center. Just like things you should know not to do. He is an excellent entertainer. There is a reason he was as popular as he is. Yeah, he's huge. He's making plenty of money on YouTube. Oh right, I have Bard class leveled up right now. Let's spend 1 on this. Do we start with this then? If I what am I supposed to do here? Let's start with this. Think of just drawing a moose. I have 2 cards in hand. Thanks for the 15 months, Camwell, by the way. And Urvik, thanks for the 20. Watching your Rita videos about Bard class. Yeah, it is kind of weird when you get like a card you're used to playing out of Rita and it like filters into this platform. You're like, wait, that doesn't belong here. Okay, so I can Grumgully into Wellspring. And then we have a 4/4 and a 6/6. 4/4 and a 7/7. Yes, this game was easier on the play. Weird. Also, like, my opponent didn't have a bunch of 1-drops this game is actually the key differential. The game we lost, they had like triple 1-drop. No, it's fine. All the cards that you exile pop up in one of these little floaty windows. Yeah, you technically can like chain through your deck, and you have a couple of things that give Haste Scholar, but there isn't like a singular like Grape Shot or anything like that in this format. Yes, our opponent has also drawn 5 lands this game. Fonseca, thanks for the 14 months. Glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Thanks for dropping off the Prime support. Are we gonna spend all our burn spells killing my creatures? That would be great. So I could have played the Domri. Holding the Domri for after I level Bard class to 3 has value, and getting an extra attack on my creatures this turn did not have value. So playing the Domri didn't accomplish anything, and holding it has value post Bard class. Hey, hit me, dealer. Hopefully the fun won't stop here. We're gonna pippity pop. Swing and a miss. Well, shit. So I've talked about this before, but the matchmaking in Magic Online leagues is intentionally staggered. Even if it could pair you immediately, it doesn't always do that. And they do that for making people being able to stream snipe people that are streaming Moto more difficult, and it makes it harder for people to collude in the lower player count leagues. They were having issues with players intentionally queuing into each other and boosting into trophies and farming the Magic Online economy that way. Because Moto, if the player count of a league is low enough, will pair someone who's like 4-0 against someone who's like 1-3 or 0-3. Do I play into something here? I feel like I don't. Domri. See what they do. That's fine. Censor's one of those cards where, especially when you trade like resource positive with it, like they technically just censored a 1-mana spell there. I think there's value in just like running into it, because otherwise they're going to get to cycle it. I could have played Gallia last turn, I'm aware, but I wanted to wait because that way she comes into play bigger this turn. Now she'll be a 4/4. Censor me, daddy. Maybe it's just right to play her last turn as a 3/3 because she'd be bigger. Or should have had more damage in, even if she wouldn't be bigger. Morning, dude. Yeah, the D&D set had a bunch of these like level up class cards, most of which are pretty sweet. No dig through time yet for the opponent. Why do I have to click here and then click here? Why does it require me to click twice? All right, so this is free, but this is also kind of free because it makes a mana. And I'll take that one. I have a couple of decks that are viewer submissions that we're going to be building, but I don't have a very long list, no. We've not had a ton of deck submissions. Alright, so Toski and Spellbreaker sound good. This is a control matchup, so our expensive top end here actually sounds decent for the first time today. So the 10 months Titan Smash, welcome back. Decent. I'll give your sub pun like a solid B plus. Do I want to trim? Need one more cut. Grizzly Gnoll, maybe. Could be right to bring in Scavenging Ooze here, because it does hammer their graveyard to make their Torrential Gear Hulks worse, but I also assume they just like have a bunch of removal spells too. Oh, I should change my donate link back. The one below my stream works. Any of the other classes good? Yeah, Ranger class is very good in standard. Seems decent. On the bottom, Birgi, I think. Another month bites the dust, and another one down, and another one down. Another month bites the dust. Hey, who drew Bard class? Do 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 do. Thanks for the 33 months, Wolfwood. Welcome back. All right, so I think we just jam Bard class here because we can play it around Censor. Thanks to our friend the Mox. Yep, they just got to burn the Heartless Act now because it doesn't do anything with Bard class in play. Above average turn. Thanks for the 2/3 of your moon boots. As a heads up, I've got that delay command in the stream title. Historic Horizons, if you didn't see the announcement yesterday, has been delayed 2 weeks, which is pushing back our open as well. The Nimblest Sloth, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel this morning. Allow me to tell you a story. Oh, you know, maybe I should have let on this. I don't really want it to get censored. I believe Amazonian is still going to be my co-commentator. We're gonna confirm a new date here shortly. Yeah, the open is being moved. Hey, thanks for the tip. For humans build around. Thanks, Flight Forward. That archetype's definitely gonna be a sweet one. I think I sit on this rather than play into a sweeper here. My board's already really good. Goodbye, friends. Oh, it exiles my planeswalkers too. That's so rude. That's so rude. Oh, you know what? I could have used... Yeah, I messed up here. I forgot that this was basically a Lotus Petal. Oh, I guess I still get to do this though, right? Oh, I don't have mana to do either of these now. Right? This cost me 2. Sedge. Waiting for a call from the AC company for the part I needed. Man, it's hot in a lot of places. Hope you're doing all right. This card's so good against control decks. Our Legion has ended. Wow, brutal, savage, wrecked. I guess I'll put it on top. Well, thanks for the support, Respawn. Remember too, if you don't use it somewhere else, you've got that Prime icon next to your name, and that gives you a free sub every month as well. So Jeff Bezos' money spends just as good here as your own. One could probably argue Jeff Bezos' money spends better. So they have 6 mana here. Oh, I'm gonna get Torrential Gearhulk, chat. It's gonna be a big sad. There's fear in my dojo, chat. Nah, the extra Xenagos token doesn't beat Gearhulk anyways, because they have Aether Gust, so, and Heartless Act, so I It might just pass here. It could just have a spot removal spell. Passing means that if they have Gearhulk, they have to have another removal spell to take my Xenagos off the table. So I think I'm just going to pass. Isius for president. Thanks for the follow. I tend to have strong political opinions, but I'm not familiar with Isius's party platform, so I'll have to withhold judgment on your username. Perpetual Vesperlark, definitely. Thanks for the tip. That's definitely one I wanna poke at. A few different ways to approach that one. I'm gonna be interested to see how other people build and optimize that one. Got me. I don't have any double red or double green cards, right? Man, we were gonna beat the first Shadow's Verdict. The second one's probably not beatable. I guess we could draw, if we draw untapped land here, we could Xenagos and then smack them. How about another 4-mana spell while I only have 3 lands? If their hand is all blanks and we draw a land next turn, we could have a shot, but we're basically dead to any more interaction here now. That's fine. Let's take game 3 on the play. Run, Zurgo, run! Ermagerd, is he gonna get in there? Chat! Chat, we've made a connection. Well, they attacked, so I assume we're dead. Who's got 2 thumbs and concedes to a second Torrential Gearhulk? This guy right here. Also dead to Shark Typhoon. All right, on the play with the aggro deck. It's where we like to be. Aggro. Keepable 7, please. Keepable 8, please. Yeah, this is a keepable 8. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, 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 beep. So I think we wait on Oath of Nissa because it'll be free after we level the Bard class up. And waiting until it's free later doesn't lose us resource efficiency, and it lets me wait to make a decision as to which card I'm taking when I have more information based on cards that I've drawn for the turn. Ether Ghost. We just put 6 power into play here. Yeah, YOLO. I'd like to push my chips towards the center of the table. Dark Ritual Shadows Riddick. Why would you do that to me? Why would you wish that upon me? What did I do to you? Oh, poor little Gnoll. Well, shit. Well, poop. Well, I mean, if they're blowing up Blast Zone next turn, they're not interacting with Birgi most likely, and they're not. The Wellspring's gonna resolve, so like, I guess they have third Fatal Push here. We're in trouble. Okay, so like this puts them to 7, and like they're only on 4 mana here. And then if they kill this, this is lethal with an untapped land next turn. Yeah, that's not dying to Shadow's Verdict is big. They have 2 pieces of spot removal. Obviously, we're in trouble, but is what it is. Untapped land. Okie doke. Ho. We're halfway there. Oh, lizard on a chair. Oh, we were gonna get the Birgi mana anyways. I didn't need the land. Easy game. Please concede. Survey says. Well, less heartless than it otherwise could have been. Alright, so then they Shadow's Verdict, exile our board, and we'll draw a Zurgo or a Xenagos and kill them next turn. We'll call it an easy game. Gallia. Yeah, I got a lot of hasty twos. Conan's digging for some answers here. You know, our deck isn't playing creature lands, and it probably should be. It's a good call. We've got 8 basics and some number of Den of the Bugbear or Lair of the Hydra slipped my mind when I net decked this morning. Definitely would have made a difference in this game and the game before it if I had some creature lands in my mana base. Yeah, I took a random 6-1 list from a tournament. Bugbear would have been great. Yeah, I think 4 to 6 creature lands sound plenty. Entering tap's a pretty big cost. You also just can't. It also isn't legal in this format, so it's not really worth talking about. To be fair, Makia, there's a lot of it's not too unfair to assume that like the boomer cards are legal in the boomer program. I don't know. I've been kind of whelmed by what this deck is doing so far. Like, we got pretty thoroughly trashed by the aggro deck that we played against. Like, did not feel like we could race that reasonably. Yeah, what was the other deck we lost to? We lost to Burn, and I forget what the second one was. Oh, Mono Black. Yeah. Yeah, twice in a row it felt like our combo game plan was not good enough. Or our aggressive game plan was not good enough. We've been like okay against these mopey decks, but we dumpstered a control deck though. We do still have a outside shot at 3-2. You're not wrong. For those of you that are not familiar with Magic the Gathering online economy, it costs you $10 to play a league. It costs you get $5 back if you go 2 and 3, and you get $10 back plus a $2 treasure chest if you go 3-2. So the difference between a 2-3 and a 3-2 is about $7 or 1 burrito's worth of currency. No big burritos today. Got to go at least 4-1 to get a big burrito. Hand's so close to being good. This hand is excellent. The middle burrito is for high rollers only. I mean, it's for people that have cheered $10 in bits. So I guess it depends on what your definition of a high roller is. Like, the whale emote's $100 in bits, so I'd call that a high roller emote. For our sea creatures. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Just Kai Ascendancy combo from our opponent here, perhaps? There is a dolphin emote for tier 2 subscribers. And there is a gray whale emote for tier 3 subscribers. So actually a few different ways to get whales. Hey, Gap, thanks for subbing 3 months in advance. I appreciate the support. Noise. Noise. We can dance if we want to. We can leave our cares behind. No, the higher tier emotes are only stay as long as you're subbed at that tier. The bit emotes are forever though. My opponent has conceded. So Stomping Ground Basic Island. I guess they could theoretically be Niv, but they're probably just Sky Ascendancy, right? I don't know. I think when in doubt, my deck's kind of proactive, so I'm just gonna click submit. And maybe we'll reassess sideboarding if we see more of their game. Or see more of their deck game too. Yeah, I agree, yeah. The rate of play is even if you strip down all of the animations and sound effects, which I personally do enjoy on Arena, just the rate of play the auto tapper gives you is just like so crazy. They genuinely made digital magic faster and more smooth than I would have thought was possible before seeing Arena. While obviously the auto tapper is not perfect, its implementation overall is very good for sure. Going from Arena to going to like have to click like 6 times to cast a 4-drop on Moto is just like you can't double Q on Arena. You also don't really need to double Q on Arena though. I guess you could theoretically double Q Arena if you had 2 instances going and you had 2 accounts, but you can't log into the same account twice. I mean, Wizards doesn't support any of their creators with things like free gems. They're not Riot Chat. They don't give their creators things. Every creator out there, you play on a desktop and mobile at the same time, not on the same account. Your account can only be logged in from one instance at one time. Is this a keep? This feels like it might be the low end of keepable. If I think they're on Niv, this hand's not very good. Or if I think they're on Niv, this hand is fine because like it's just got like lands and spells. If I think they're on the combo deck, I need to mulligan though. No, Magic Online literally lets you play multiple matches at the same time. So, like, while I'm playing this Pioneer League, I could also be playing a Modern League and also be doing a draft and be playing all 3 simultaneously. I'm gonna mulligan here looking for a more aggressive hand. Okay, need a second land. Be big sad when they're playing Nifir. Yes, being able to double queue made a lot more sense reasonably when you were playing things like Moto Dailies and there weren't on-demand matches. For people out there that aren't Magic boomers and don't know what I'm talking about, Magic Online used to only have scheduled tournaments basically. There wasn't a league that you could enter and play at your leisure like we do now. Yes, Moto seeks to emulate paper magic. Magic Arena seeks to make magic as elegant as it can possibly be in a digital form. They have two different goals basically. Look at the way they massacred my boy, chat. My fam. My fam, it's all gone. Captain Zaprigan, thank you for the 16 months. Welcome back. Oh, they're just like 4-color Omnath. They're playing a standard deck if standard didn't have bans. Is basically what they're doing. They're giving us a rare glimpse into what standard would look like. Zurgo's not doing anything, so might as well offer to trade it for a cat. Deal. Yeah, I think Omnath's a card that definitely should be legal in Historic at this point. Also, please, Wizards, can we have Tireless Tracker? I was so sad that Tireless Tracker wasn't in Historic Horizons. Especially when they gave us other things that have to do with clues and food. The fact that they missed this one is like a big letdown. Yes, they banned Omnath before they banned Uro, is exactly correct. Alright, we're dead here. I think I've seen more of their deck, and I still just want to be our linear game 1 deck. I mean, okay. I have a Ponder here to dig for our second land. Someone TLDR you on why Tireless Tracker is good. It's a creature that draws a card when it comes into play. So like it's good because at a minimum it replaces itself, and if it survives, it effectively draws a card every turn. So it's good because it's a must answer threat that even when it gets answered, it 1-for-0s them. Arguably one of the best creature card advantage things ever played. Oh Moto, always with the waiting. Opponents don't respect our time. They have no decisions to make. How you doing, chat? Yeah. Self-enabling too is a good call on tracker. Because as it gives you more cards, it gives you more cards that give you more cards. That was in fact an Earth Angel parody. My parody was recognizable. We didn't butcher it beyond recognition. I think we've now spent more time waiting for my opponent at the start of this game than we have playing the entirety of the match. I am incredibly glad that Arena does not offer a double queuing option. The Magic, to give credit where credit is due, the timer on Magic Arena is very close to perfect, in my opinion. In fact, if the Magic Arena timer was simply 10 minutes shorter for each player in best of 3, I think I would call it ideal. I think my only complaint is that it's about 10 minutes too long on each side. Vomit. Well, I guess I'll take the castable spell. I was hoping to hit a land there, so we could play Domri. This is the hand we've been dealt, I suppose. My favorite 2 and 3 color combinations. I'm a big fan of black green and red black. I like black based mid range decks that aren't playing blue as their second color. Black green, black red, black white. Those are the types of decks I really like playing. No, I'm still gonna do deck building today. The only thing I changed on my schedule for the week is I was gonna skip doing Uncharted on Thursday and Friday to do extra arena, and I'm gonna do Uncharted on those days now. Seasoned Pyromancer is a fantastic reanimator enabler, so that sounds fun. So do I Domri trade Gallia for Lotus Cobra, or do I plus Domri play Xenagos plus Xenagos play Domri? I think I'm supposed to just kill the Omnath. I only have, I think I have 3 or 4 decks we have scheduled to be built in the queue. And then we're going to go through deck lists on my website and update, delete, and edit things there based on things that might be good ideas or bad ideas, depending. I have Fabled Passage. I always have Fabled Passage. Um, and then if we still have time after doing all that for a couple hours, we'll take suggestions from the audience. Why not attack first to give the opponent a choice? Because I missed it. You are correct that it is strictly correct to attack for 4 there. I missed 4 points of damage. The deck building content does alright. It's a little bit less popular than gameplay content, but not by a lot. It's worth doing occasionally. Not something I want to do every week, but at new sets, it's definitely worthwhile. Plus, it's an excuse for me to do website maintenance and update decks on the site while we're streaming, so it gets a double up there, so I don't have to update decks while I'm off stream. Yeah, it'll end up in a chunk on YouTube for sure. Bard class level 2 currently. Waiting, waiting. Do 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 do. Level 2 is highlighted in gold. Oh, it is, isn't it? That's very subtle, and I definitely missed that. It's a good catch. That's funny about this. I should fire up the Switch and play a quick match of Unite while my opponent figures out what colors of mana they want to make with their Lotus Cobra. Hunter, thanks for the follow. Yeah, it really can't be overstated how good the 5 and 10-minute games are on Unite. Hearing people complain about 30, 40 hour long games of League of Legends, I just can't fathom wanting to play those. 10 minutes is just like perfect. Hours. I said minutes. Come on now, calm down. There's also something to be said about consistently knowing how much a game's gonna be. Like the fact that you sit down to play a Unite game and know that there's a hard cut at 10 minutes. You're like, okay, this game goes at most 10 minutes. It might be 7 or 8 if we get a good lead and people concede, but like there's a hard cut at 10 makes it so much easier to budget time as an adult. Everything my opponent is currently doing would be standard legal right now. Wait, Growth Spiral would have rotated? Growth Spiral would have rotated. Most of what they're doing would be standard legal right now. Yeah, but like there's build up in Unite too, right? So it's not like you're not getting build up. All right, so I could Targ into plus Domri, level the Bard class, but then I can't do anything with it. The question is, do I die next turn if I sequence that way? We're not level 3 yet. I could Targ into Xenagos plus for mana, but that's neutral because it's only... I guess Xenagos is plus 1 mana as well, huh? Yeah, it's plus 1 mana, but I need plus 2 mana to be able to Domri after, right? So if I Targ into Xena, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left over still. I think it's just Targ into level Bard class and then hope they can't get rid of it. He produces mana equal to the number of creatures you control. It's only 2 currently, or would be 2 once I put Targ into play. The problem is, if I go in on leveling Bard class this turn, and then they just destroy it next turn, I end up in a really bad spot. So maybe from that perspective, I'm supposed to just, like, Reveler make a token this turn. Oh, casting... Well, the Bard class isn't free. Like, I'm not really sure what casting the other Bard class does for us, other than giving us one more 1/1 counter here. It doesn't give us future cost reductions. So. Why are there so many clicks to cast my spell? I could just play both of these, yeah. Let's do that actually. Yikes. Alright, well I guess we'll cast this now. Can we just dash this? So I think I'd rather set the second Bard class to 2 here, so that way I don't have one of them on 3 that's appealing to destroy next turn. I don't know if they have like a they showed us wear tear in game 2. If they have a wear tear again here, we're probably just dead. Yeah, having 2 Bard classes on level 2 here feels a little bit more appealing, but there's a good chance, like I said, that they have a way to kill one of them. We probably are dead either way. One is bunch of lands in exile from the Escape to the Wilds, but they also have 4 cards in hand and they have a draw step, so. Took a phone call, do they make a move? Yeah, they cast a bunch of stuff. Can they put Nomnath in play? This is the last game of this league. Thank God. Yeah, I mean, that's not really exclusive to Pioneer either, though, Patreon. That's an interesting thought, Lampton. Perhaps because the size of the player base is so small for Pioneer, people are more likely to be. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm off Pioneer. These couple of leagues were mediocre in terms of Moto content. Moto is Moto, and yeah, I think it's not even that I'm just gonna be off of Pioneer. I think I'm gonna be taking a step back from doing Magic Online content in general. I've got 2 deck submissions waiting to be played, but that's kind of been the exception, not the rule. And I think outside of people donating to seed decks, I'm gonna drop back down to doing just 1 Kiki Chord league per week and have a bigger focus on Arena. The arena content feels better to play. Yeah. And if I'm being blunt, all of my metrics are down since I started doing Magic Online again, so I'm enjoying playing Kiki Chord and Kiki Court is good, but the Moto content is just not popular enough, and my sub metrics and viewer metrics and all that are down for the last couple of months when I've started doing Moto most days in the morning, and I don't think that that's a coincidence. So